Hi guys, thanks for stopping by my channel and checking out this makeup tutorial. So this look is like a neutral color scheme, but very glam. I did the baking and the wings and the false eyelashes. So I hope that you guys like it. Please let me know if you've recreated it or anything that you would change or anything like that at all. I'm still working on the sound of my videos. I understand that like the intro is a good sound level, and then the moment I start talking over my tutorial, the sound just like completely drops. So definitely going to be working on that. Hopefully that this one is better. Other than that, I think that's everything. Please let me know what you think below. Make sure that you give this video a big old thumbs up and that you subscribe below to check out when I put new videos up. So thanks for stopping by, guys. Video's about to start. Bye.
Hi guys, so I'm going to start by priming my eyelids. I'm using the Urban Decay Original Eye Primer and just rubbing that in with my fingers all the way up to my lid. Then I'm going to go in with a fluffy brush and I'm going to use the shade called Glisten, and that's just what I'm going to use to set that primer. After that, I'm going to go in with some tape, applying that to the back of my hand so that it's less sticky, and then lining it up, and that's what I'm going to use against my shadow there to get that more of a harsh line. So once I've done that, I'm going in with another fluffy brush, and I'm going to use the shade called Toasted Hazelnut, and that's going to go all over my lid, and I am rubbing that up right against that tape there. So definitely using that tape to buff against so I get that line I talked about. Then I'm going to grab the Morph 350 palette, and I'm going to grab that light shade there, and I'm going to apply that to more of my inner corners out just to kind of balance it all out and give me a little highlight. Next, I'm going to go in with more of that Toasted Hazelnut just to kind of darken it up. I was just trying to get the right look that I wanted. After that, I'm going to go in with some Fix Plus on that brush with that same light kind of shimmery shade earlier, just because I wanted more of like a pow with that color. Once I've done that, I'm going to do my eyeliner. So I'm using that Kat Von D eyeliner. It's the Trooper one, and it's in the color black. So I'm going to try and get this closest to my lash line as I can, and then I'm going to extend that out against that tape, using that tape to get me that really sharp wing. So once I take the tape off there, I actually go in and I kind of clean it up a little bit. Sometimes the tape works great, sometimes it doesn't. So don't be afraid if you have to go back in and kind of get more of the look that you're looking for. Just try and leave that clean edge nice and smooth where the tape was. So just grabbing a makeup wipe there, rubbing off the excess product before I put my lashes on. You actually don't see me in the video put my lashes on. That's just because I had to get too close to the camera there and I didn't capture it. So then just moving on to priming my face using the Becca Backlight Primer all over, the Benefit Professional on my large pore areas, and then the Benefit No Puffery just under my eyes to help with my creasing. So once I've done that, I'm going to mix these two foundations here. It is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD and then also the Makeup Forever Ultra HD just in a darker shade. So just applying that to dots all over my face. I'm using the Morphe M439 brush to buff that out, just making sure that there's no harsh lines and that everything is nice and smooth up to my hairline. So moving on to my concealer, I'm using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer, and then I'm also darkening that up just a titch with the NARS Creamy Concealer in the shade Custard. And then I'm using a damp beauty blender to buff that out, and just going back in with a little extra product to cover up any of those dark red spots that I have on my face. And I'm also building up the coverage that I have under my eyes because I felt that they were extra dark today. So this is just my setting my routine for under my eyes. So I did use some Fix Plus on my sponge just to help get like a coverage that would last all night. And then I used that Laura Mercier brightening setting powder to set it under my eyes. So after that, I'm going to set the rest of my face with another Laura Mercier powder, and that is just the translucent setting powder. So just using a fluffy powder brush all over my face for that. Next up, I'm going to bronze my face. Using that same brush, I'm going to grab that Hoola bronzer there, and I am going to just apply that to like the corner of my forehead and then onto my cheeks just to kind of give me some warmth. I didn't use this product before, but I have fallen in love with it, to be honest. So next up, I'm going to do my contouring. So I'm using the MAC Shade Stir to contour today and just that angled brush. So applying that just to under my cheekbones and then making sure that it's really buffed in. So once that's blended enough, I'm going to move on to baking. I'm using that same translucent setting powder that I used to set my whole face, and then just a makeup sponge. So I'm applying that to my lower jawline and also up along my laugh lines just because they do crease badly. So just making sure there's a nice layer on there, and then that'll sit while I do my eyebrows. Using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in Soft Brown, I'm just going to start with the bottom line of my eye eyebrows, sorry, and then go to the top and then just filling those in. This stuff can give you a very, very, very dark look. So just depending on how you apply the product and how much you use, you can get different shades and different looks. So next up is blush. I'm using my Morphe blush palette, and I'm just choosing that light pink there and just stippling that onto my cheeks with that blush brush just to get a nice hint of a rosy cheek. Next up is my rash, obviously, and then my highlight. I'm using the Benefit High Beam today, and I'm using that technique that I've talked about in previous videos. So putting that product on the back of my hand, rubbing it out to a thin layer, and then using a damp micro beauty blender to apply that to the high points of my face. And this technique has worked really well for me lately. I'm very happy with it. Still working, so I'm going to stick with doing this. Next up is going to be taking off that baking, so just using that fluffy brush that I've used on the rest of my face. I'm going to put on some of that Roller Lash by Benefit, and I really like this mascara. It's just to cover up my natural lashes underneath. So I'm going to go in again with that Toasted Hazelnut just to smoke out my bottom lash line. I did that, and then I realized that I wanted it to be a little bit darker. So I actually go back in with a thinner brush there, and I use the shade Creme Brulee. And that's what I'm going to put like right along my lash line just to give it a little bit more of a pop. Then I'm going to go in with more of that mascara that I used earlier and just put it on my bottom lashes there just to kind of give it, again, like a little pop. Then I'm going to go in with that MAC Nylon, and I'm just using a really small brush here, and I'm going to apply that to my inner corners of my eyes to give me a little bit more of a pop, and then to right on my brow bone to highlight that area. And then next up is lipstick. So I'm using the liquid lipstick by The Balm Cosmetics, and that's just going to be on my lips there. I did do a little bit of overlining. You don't see it all. Again, I have a horrible habit of dipping out of frame while doing my lips. So that's the final look there. Next up, I am going to just put a little bit of a beige eyeliner just on my waterline there, just to kind of help open my eyes. And then finally, I'm going to set my face using the All Night Chill Setting Spray by Urban Decay. And then that's it. That's the final look. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it and that you liked it. Please let me know what you think below. I love to hear what you guys think about the look. Also, let me know if you have a YouTube account that you want me to check out. I would love to. Make sure you subscribe, and thanks for stopping by, guys.